Hello and welcome back to class. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Tristan. I have over 1 million followers on social media by talking to women on the street. And if you're old here, welcome back to class. Today's lesson, my students, my pride and joy, how to hook up with 100 women in 1 year. This is going to be a controversial topic. I can already, feel the hateful comments coming. Oh, he's such a misogynistic, blah, 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 blah. Listen, I don't really care. This is my agenda. This is your agenda. If you came here to get some value from the video, I'm going to drop it. If you came here to hate on the video, welcome either way. I'm not tripping. You can enjoy your time regardless. So, how to hook up with 100 women. I want to make something super clear here. We want 100 women equality. We don't want just 100 streetwalkers. We don't want 100, low quality women that just doesn't satisfy anybody's needs. Sometimes when guys come into the coaching program, they're like, Tristan, I just want a girlfriend. I'm like, all right, we can go to 7-Eleven. Behind 7-Eleven, there's a homeless woman living there. She would happily be your girlfriend. And they're like, no, I don't want that. And I'm like, okay, perfect. We're gonna go ahead and get some women of quality. And to hook up with 100 women in a single year, I'm gonna make some disclaimers. There's not some sort of prize that you get for hooking up with 100 women. There's not some sort of prize that you get for from the universe. It comes down a trophy that they hand to you like, oh, you hooked up with 100 women. Congratulations. No, but there's a pride among men to have that century mark. And, I'm not gonna be here purporting like it's a good thing, it's a bad thing. I'm gonna tell you how to do it. And these are gonna be some life lessons that you're gonna be able to take and find other ways to do it. You could change 100 women with how to make 100 sales in a year. It's the same concept. It's the same type of mental fortitude that you have to go through and the process that you find yourself in. So to get to 100 women in a single year, it's really simple, honestly. You just have to know what your numbers are. And then we're gonna break this down kind of like a business. Hooking up with 100 women in a year really comes down to a lot of things. We're actually gonna go, this is exciting. We're gonna go through the entire process. There are gonna be some core concepts that really help along the way, but this is kind of the process that I go through with all of my students inside of the coaching program. And it's a business essentially. Like if you want 100 sales or 100 women or 100, achievements or X, Y, and Z, you're gonna go through kind of the same process through and through. So to get with 100 women, you're gonna have to start with the first step, which is the offer. And it's the same in business as well. The offer, what are you offering? What does the other person get in exchange for what it is that you want? What does the other person get? What value do they get? So the offer, we have to build up the offer to be as juicy and as no-brainer as possible. So an offer with me or with you, to build up the offer, get buff. Read. Become good at conversation. Find interesting stuff that you like about yourself. And even before this, you got to think it's a good idea. Because here's the thing, if you don't think it's a good idea to hook up with you, if you don't feel like it's safe for the other person to hook up with you, if you don't feel like they get anything out of hooking up with you, you're just gonna be fighting against yourself. Like you're gonna take one step forward, a step and a half backwards, a step and a half forwards, a step backwards, and you're gonna really just end up in the same place that you've been because you're fighting against the current. It has to be a really good idea. You have to think that, wow, this person gets so much out of hooking up with me. Like when a girl hooks up with me, I know that my physical body is fantastic. I know that I'm a really good lover. I know that my house is clean and it's safe. And I know that we're gonna use protection. And I know that there's all these good things about hooking up with me. They're gonna walk away feeling better after having sex with me than they did walking into my apartment, walking into my space. And this offer is the biggest thing. It's the number one. So going over some ways to make your offer better, who you are as a man, getting buff is it just makes pickup so much easier. It makes talking to women so much easier. Getting some tattoos, like my average girl that I hooked up with, it was maybe like a 7 7.2 beforehand. After getting the tattoo, it's like 8.1. And you might think, oh, it's not like a crazy jump, but like a 10% difference in quality means that I'm no longer hooking up with the bottom 10% and I'm hooking up with a higher 10%. That's amazing. So getting buff, get some tattoos, have a look that you like. I like my look. I like looking at myself in the mirror when I'm driving my motorcycle, hat backwards, glasses on, tattoos up, watch on the wrist, muscles glaring, feeling good. I'm like, I hype myself up even just talking about myself right now. And if you can't think like that before you even get into the arena of other people, what do you think that they're gonna think about you? People respond to my energy like this because I think about myself like this. They're like, dang, that guy's a good looking dude. Because when I look in the mirror, I'm like, dang, that's a good looking dude. You know what I'm saying? It starts at home. So when you have the internal win, when you know that your offer is good, it makes everything so much easier. Reading, bro, here's the thing. Like, I'm so confident, especially when it comes to talking to American women, because I know that the competition in America is just not even there. And even before even getting to other men, looking at the woman in America, she probably doesn't read. If she does read, she probably doesn't read anything of good value. I don't know what her business status is. I really don't care. A lot of the American mentality is just make money. And if you're good at making money, that's one thing. But traveling the world, having interesting conversations, seeing new sites, reading new things, having esoteric knowledge, reading the Kybalion, the Hermetic principles, understanding the laws of the universe. These are all things that I bring up in conversation. Knowing what zodiac signs, like love languages, all of these interesting conversation topics. Because when you become better at reading, you become better at conversation, just get more stuff to touch on. And relatability, being able to be relatable in a lot of different areas of life is so important when it comes to good conversation. And like hooking up with 100, like you could take this concept and run it in so many different ways. How to make 100 sales, how to make 100 new friends. Like truly and honestly, you can just run game in different areas if your offer is good. This all comes back to liking yourself, becoming buff, having good conversation, reading a lot. It all comes to liking yourself and then having it be a good idea that people want to hook up with you. Because I think a girl gets honestly so much out of hooking up with me, and I get sex out of her. I get fun times. I'm paying for the dates. I'm having a good time. And this is something I enjoy it. I'm doing it for myself. It's a selfish thing, but she gets so much out of it. It's a no-brainer at the end of the day. And there's going to become a time where I'm like, you know what? This is no longer like satisfactory for me, naturally. But as the time goes, it's like, bro, if I hook up with two girls a week, bro, I'm attracting so much to my life right now in the female department because I'm buff, because I read, because I like myself, because I'm good at conversation. Some key topics to being good at conversation is just knowing and listening, active listening and finding out what our hot points are. We'll get to that in a little bit. We'll get to that in lead acquisition, but making sure that your offer is good. I like myself. I think I'm sexy. I look at myself in the mirror and I say, I would have sex with me. Not in like a masturbation sense, but just like if I was a girl, thinking about it like, dang, this is a handsome guy, smart, successful, has a good business, has a good mentality, has a good following on social media, like is super conversational, understands social dynamics. Like it's a no-brainer. Like why wouldn't you? So it has to become a no-brainer to you. Your offer has to be so good that it's like, bro, why wouldn't you hook up with me? It's like, oh, you don't want to? There's not a problem. I promise you, I tell every woman this, no is a completely acceptable answer, and it's a complete sentence. If that's not something that you want, I completely understand. But don't expect me to just stick around you. What are you talking about? If you don't want this, we just want different things, and I'm gonna leave. And no deal is better than a bad deal. You heard me talk about that in other videos before. So making sure that your offer is good. So once you know that, like, hey, it's a good idea to hook up with me. Hey, I enjoy my own company. I enjoy hanging out with myself. Then everything just becomes so much easier. And getting buff is, bro, as you've seen in the other videos, getting buff is not an option. Like it's not optional, to have good health. Like that's absolutely bare minimum requirement. If you still are not doing your daily physical activities, if you're still not pushing PRs and bench, if you're still not doing the things that you know you need to be doing after watching my videos, like you gotta ask yourself, are you wasting your time watching these videos? Because if you don't change, if no behavior changes, then bro, like here, I'm not here for empty subscribers. I have enough followers on social media. I want to help people with these videos. So if you're not changing your life from these videos, stop watching these videos. Like, you're just mentally masturbating at that point. And we want to actually inspire change in the people that I'm talking to. I'm not here talking for no reason, bro. I want you to take this information and run with it, and then go change your social life and actually go hook up with 100 girls in a year, or find, at the end, that hooking up with 100 girls is really empty and baseless. And maybe you just wanted the skill set and the power to be able to do so. Bars. That was gonna be the end point of the video, but at the end of the day, man, like, there's no prize that comes from hooking up with 100 women. I'm just teaching the skill set to be able to do so. So once you know that your offer is good, then we have to go to lead acquisition. So lead acquisition. This is acquiring leads, quite literally. It's getting phone numbers, Instagrams, contact info of girls that you're sexually attracted to, of girls that you're actually interested in. And when it comes to 100 women in a year, I'd rather you hook up with 10 girls in a year or 12 girls in a year, 1 in a month, where you're so excited about them. Like, the possibility and opportunity of sex with them gets you just stoked, than have like 50 girls or 100 girls that you're kind of excited about. But for a tagline for a video, 100 girls in a year, that sounds amazing. But it's the truth, you can. I'm telling you, 2 girls a week, this is just simple numbers of it. 2 girls a week, average, 52 weeks in a year. You're at 104 women at the end of the year. Easy. You could take 2 weeks off and still be able to, you could have a vacation. You have a 2-week vacation and still be able to get, your goal. But the thing is there's like shame around this. There's gonna be people that say, shame. This is bad. You shouldn't do this. And you probably have some internal blocks and internal limiting beliefs when it comes to this. Shame. Casual sex is bad. It's wrong. Okay, if you believe that, you got to go back to the offer. Because if you think it's a bad idea to do it, you're not going to ever do it. But here's the thing, man. There's going to be shame. There's going to be plenty of people that shame, but about 50% of those people wish that they were doing it and have the sexual desires, and they want to do it, and they're just not doing it because other people shame them, and that's just a continuous spiral of shame. And I'm telling you right now, if you're open and honest, these 104 women have no problem with it. Absolutely no problem with it. If you're saying, hey, I'm on my journey right now. I'm going with the flow. I love, a casual thing. I enjoy the time that I spend with women, but I don't stress about it. I don't sweat about it. You're gonna find 104 women that are all about it. I'm telling you right now, as long as it's a consensual agreement between 2 adults in a marketplace that is completely fair, there's no problem. Why are you caring about other people's opinions? Do what makes you happy. Here's the thing, man. These people don't pay your bills. These people don't experience the joys that you experience in life. They can't live life for you, so why do you care so much about their opinion? If they're not feeding you, financing you, or fucking you, like, dude, they really don't have any say in how you live your life. And you gotta understand, if that person doesn't have the life that you want, why would you be taking advice from them? If you don't look at me in my videos on Instagram, you don't look at me in my physique, if you don't look at me in the dating life that I have, and you look at it and you say, I don't want that, then don't follow my advice. But if you do look at it and you want my advice on how to hook up with 100 girls in a year, because I've done it multiple times, then take the advice and follow it. But this shame, I think shame is just the most useless feeling and emotion, because it solves nothing. It doesn't change any behavior. It's just like shame and guilt are so low on the vibrational frequency patterns, like it's just gross. Keep it away from me. Like, if you want to inspire change, show somebody a life that they want and then be able to teach them and give it to them. But until then, bro, just keep your shame. I don't care. Like, oh, it's so gross that you hook up with 100 girls in a year. Blah, blah, blah. I've been hearing it for years, and I stopped caring when I moved out of the United States. So you can keep it. So logistically, getting phone numbers, IGs, contacts, infos. What we want to do is we just want to be good at talking to everybody. Here, if I talk to 104 women that are sexually attracted to me, and they're wanting to go home with me, we go through the process of going on a date, hanging out, having fun, enjoying our time together. That means I probably talked to not only women, men included, just talked to, 10,000 people? Just in passing conversation. Hey, how are you? What's going on? Have a wonderful day today. High five, fist bump. Like, what is that? 365 times, what is that? Like 30-ish? And what I mean by 30 people, it's like, just like, yo, what's going on, man? Have a wonderful day today, or high five, or hope you're having a good one. You could do that when you're out just being social, giving a thumbs up, interacting, communicating. So to get to 10,000 people, you just have to be a social person. You just have to go and be somebody that's alive and present in the moment. Hey, how are you? Happy Saturday. What's going on, man? Hope you're having a good day. Wow, if you give 10,000 compliments, I guarantee you're gonna hook up with 104 women. And you like yourself, you're buff, you're doing all the things that make you feel good about yourself. Just give 10,000 compliments, bro. I guarantee you'll get 1%. 1% of 10,000 is 100? Yeah. So 100, yeah, there you go. There you go, bro. If you give 10,000 compliments over the course of a year and you just spread joy and just be somebody that you like to be around and enjoy the conversations that you're having with people, you give 10,000 compliments, I guarantee you'll hook up with 104 women. That's just plain simple math right there. You'll just hang out and go on dates with 1% of the people because you're just, hey, how are you? What's going on? You're a happy person. You enjoy talking to people. And these girls, they have no problem. If you're buff, if you do the things to make you feel good about yourself, you can be 5'2", but if you're buff, you have your tattoos, your teeth are looking good, you got a good haircut, you have a swagger to you, you have a confidence to you, I guarantee you're gonna hit that number. I guarantee you spread compliments, you give joy to people without looking for anything in return, but just knowing that the numbers are gonna give you what it is that you're looking for. You give enough people enough joy, there's gonna be some people that give you some joy back, some interest back, some things back. People put way too much emphasis on height and not enough emphasis on aesthetic. I'm telling you that right now because I used to be very skinny. And I'm telling you that the way people respond to me now as I'm buff and I have some tattoos and some swagger to me, it's completely different. That skinny guy could not hook up with 100 girls in a year because the confidence wasn't there, because the swag, the charisma, the internal game was not there. And I'm telling you right now, if that person has internal game, like my buddy Mitch Sapoff, dog. Bro's like 5'6", 5'7". Corey Johns, dog, 5'6", 5'7". Like my boy Justin Mark, D-O-G, dog. All three of those guys can hook up with 100 girls in a year, easy. Justin Mark's 5'4", Indian, but just tatted up to the gills, swagger on steroids, dog. Bro, I'm surprised if Justin Mark doesn't hook up with 100 girls in 6 months, dog. Look, the stories that you tell yourself are the only things that are gonna get you to the place that you wanna go or keep you from the place that you wanna be. Like it's just that. Whatever story you tell yourself, it's like, oh, I'm short, so I had to get buff, I had to get tattoos, I had to fix my aesthetic, I had to make sure that my teeth, my skin, everything else was just on point, my facial hair on point, because that's just the reality of the matter right there. You don't have any extra bonus points when you're not tall, and you just have to play your cards. You just have to choose who you are. There's 8 billion people on the planet, bro. 8 billion people on the planet, and what, 4 billion of them are women, and of a legal age, of a sexual marketplace age, say 1 billion. Come on, bro. Easy. So lead acquisition, just giving compliments, bro. I tell you right now, you give 10,000 compliments in a year. Hey, I like your shirt. Hey, that looks good on you. That's an awesome color. Like, oh, your energy is amazing today. You're going to find enough lead acquisition, phone numbers, IGs, contact infos, then you just set up dates. You set up dates, you get it moving, you get it grooving, and that's lead acquisition. Let's talk about some logistics of lead acquisition that make things a lot easier. And I get flack for this, but I think it's just people just hating. I think it's just people just freaking mad. So I live in tourist zones. I've been living in tourist zones for the last 5 years. And what is a tourist zone? It's a place with high tourism. So before I lived in Mexico, I lived in Las Vegas. And before Las Vegas, I lived in San Diego, a couple different parts of California. But for me, logistically speaking, living in a place that's a tourist zone, it has less of a stigma around it. There's less of a reputation to be held by women. So it makes it a lot easier. Living in a tourist zone, because you have a lot of foot traffic. If you have a lot of foot traffic, you can go ahead and get a lot of approaches in. You get a lot of approaches in, you can refine your skill so much more. If you want to get good at pickup, I'm telling you, 90 minutes a day, at least 5 approaches inside of this 90 minutes. If you can make it 10, you're just gonna go ahead and grow rapidly. But that spaced repetition is so important. It's so important to be able to go out every single day, even just an hour, hour and a half, just walk around and be alive inside of them and give compliments, bro. Just give compliments. Like my game, 95% of my approaches start with a compliment or a situational opener. And because I like myself, because I have a good offer, because I understand the numbers game, I just know it's just a number of approaches, number of time before I find somebody with energy similar to mine, where we mesh together, we have a good time together, and it's a mutual agreement that this is a short-term sexual fling where we enjoy everybody's company, and then when we leave, it's mutual respect. Here's the thing, like there's a shame, there's a stigma. Oh, you know, short-term relationships are bad. It's bad. It's much older. Like in today's day and age, it's just so much hyper-sexualized music, and I'm not a fan of it. I'm talking about real, genuine connection here, that you're meeting with people and having a genuine time with them and enjoying your connection with them. But man, oh man, if you go out 90 minutes a day, do 10 approaches, give 10 compliments, bro, just go. Give as many compliments as you possibly can, and just enjoy your time. You're gonna find people that you mesh with, and if you're increasing your marketplace value, if you're increasing your look, your aesthetic, your skin, your teeth, your tattoos, your muscles, all along the time, a hunter woman it's just easy. You're gonna have to turn the faucet off. Like it comes to a point where it's just like you have too many things that are juggling around, and you're like, let me just slow down. Let me enjoy my time with these women a little bit more instead of just kind of rushing to the next one, which there's problems at every stage. Logistics, lead acquisition, offer, there's problems at every stage, and we want problems at every stage so that we can keep on improving and working on our problem solving skills at every single step of the stage. So with that being said, my friends, if you go out 90 minutes a day, 10 approaches, 10 real approaches, you're gonna find people. But setting up the dates, so that goes into lead conversion. Setting up the dates and then sending them up properly. So what I've been finding is my sweet spot for setting up dates, 2 days out. So if I meet her on Monday, then I'm talking about meeting up Wednesday. I don't even like the idea of Thursday. I like it either we go on an instant date, right then and there, or I'm jumping to 2 days out. It's pretty much one or the other. Because if you try and do next day, it feels a little bit rushed. If you do instant date, it's really natural in the moment. You can go ahead and flow. But 2 days out, it just shows that you're patient. It's like if you're not doing an instant date, I'm not trying to meet the same day because it feels rushed. I'm not trying to meet the next day, but I'm gonna try and meet 2 days out. If I meet her on Monday, I'm gonna set something up for Wednesday, or maybe even, I'd rather do Thursday than next day, because it does get a little bit dicey on like 72 hours out. Coming from a sales background, we want the sales process to be as short as possible so that it becomes a habit in the person's life. Like the difference between you hooking up with a person 0 times and 100 times is just making it a habit. So instant date or 2 days out. And I love the 2 days out. For me, just like you get enough approaches in, like I'll have a girl hang out with me on Monday, and then I'll set something up for Tuesday, and I'll set something up for Wednesday. Say if you have 3 girls and you're setting them up 2 days out all from each other, like, hey babe, I saw you on Monday, let's see each other on Thursday or Friday. And then that becomes a habit. You're seeing them twice a week, and then you get a new girl in. It just becomes so much easier, so much more fluid, and you feel so abundant because you're not tripping about, oh shit, like I don't have many girls, I don't have any dates, like I only have 1 lead. That's the biggest problem I would find with men these days, is they don't have enough leads. You guys are just not talking to enough women on the streets. You're just not talking to enough people in social situations, circumstances, and like places and ideas, that you just get so caught up on 1 lead that it's like you're just trying, your texting becomes constrained. You're thinking way too much about what you're gonna say, blah, blah, blah. And I got clients that are going through the process of, massive lead acquisition, and they're finding like conversion being a lower rate. That's a good thing, bro. You went from not getting any leads to now learning how to work leads. That's a great problem to have. So lead conversion, setting up the dates for about 2 dates out, or doing an instant date right then and there. I mean, same day lays, or like I call them same day sleepovers if they end up spending the night. Awesome times. I enjoy them so much because it feels like a movie and I'm the director. We'll go into more details on that in another video. But logistically, man, you give enough compliments, you like yourself, you set up dates for 2 days out, bro, 100 women in a year is absolutely easy. But I need to end the video by saying this. If you think it will make you feel better to hook up with 100 women in a year, you're in for a rude awakening. There's no prize that you get for hooking up with 100 women. There's no trophy that maybe your friends will give it to you, but there's no prize from the universe. And if I could go back and hook up with 90% less and just have like really, really, really solid connections with girls that like, not in a monogamous sense, but they'd ride or die for me, I'd probably do that. But your life, do what you will with it. This is just content. Just really good information, actually. There's a lot of gems that I dropped here. If you got some value from the video, please hit that subscribe if you already haven't. Leave a comment with what it is that you learned from the video. And if you're interested in higher level coaching, I am available. Go ahead and click the link down in my bio down below. We got different programs for different people. If you're a high achieving guy and you really want some accelerated success, working with me in a close, intimate relationship, go ahead. Click the link down below. We also got some courses, bro. I love you dearly. My salvation of my life is paved one YouTube video at a time. I really feel like this is a public service. These videos are gonna live longer than I do, hopefully. So we'll see you guys on the next one. I love you dearly. You're literally like one concept, one implementation, one idea away from just changing your life, your social life, your sex life, your dating life. Enjoy, brother. It's a fun journey. I'm happy that you're on it. See you on the next one. Peace.